Okay, it's finally here. This is the all-new Samsung M8 Smart Monitor. Let's get it open. Let's talk about it. All right, so this is the Samsung M8 Smart Monitor. I bought the M7 last year, and when I saw the new model of the M8, I had to give it a try. And you've seen a previous video where I basically just talked about what we're looking forward to and the things that we're gonna get in this monitor. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this bad boy open and let's see what's on the inside. So inside this pack, you're gonna get your brand new remote, which I am really interested to see how this remote works out. Get your camera module right here. USB type C to C cable, micro HDMI, power cable, and your brick right here. It also comes with a USB type C adapter as well. So on the back of your monitor, you're gonna get a few different I/O ports. You actually get your DC charging right here. This provides your power. You actually have your power button down here on the back. You do have two USB type C. One is dedicated for like your computers, your phones and things of that nature, laptops. And the other is going to be dedicated for all your peripherals, such as your mouse, your keyboard, any SSD that you want to connect. And then you have a micro HDMI, which they provide all those cables for you in the box. Then up top, this is where your camera is going to connect through the USB type C adapter that they give you. All of this is magnetic. So in order to get this thing put together, you are going to need at least one screwdriver, and then you're going to take the back portion that runs up and down on the back, the stand, the holder, or the part on the bottom, the slit, should actually be on the bottom. This latches in right there, and then there's one screw. Once you get that screwed in just as tight as you want it, you do notice you have feet on the bottom so that this will not slide around. And this stand probably weighs a good 2.5 to 3 pounds. So it's not that heavy, but it's heavy enough so that it won't be like sliding all willy-nilly everywhere. Once you get this, you're gonna take these mounts, slide the top mount in, latch it in place, move this out of the way. And there we go. We got a monitor that's put together. It's ready. All we got to do now is put it on the desk, plug it up, and run it through some tests. So for everyone out there who wants to know all the specs and all those numbers for the Samsung M8, here you go. The Samsung M8 is a 32-inch 16:9 VGA panel. It has a micro HDMI as well as USB type C. It supports 4K UHD at 60 Hertz. It has a 4 millisecond response time. It has 400 nits of brightness, 99% RGB color gamut, and it also has a 65-watt power delivery on this. So when you connect your MacBook, it's gonna charge as you have it connected, just like I got it on that screen back there. It's gonna be charged up, ready to go whenever I get ready to take it with me and use it. So one of the best things about this type of device, this smart monitor, because I've had the previous generation and now I got this one, it's a little bit bigger on the screen, it's a little bit taller, and it actually has more height adjustment than my old one. It comes with the same great applications that the other one had. You can choose from Netflix, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, all those good applications, YouTube TV, YouTube, you name it, it's on there. And this thing actually works as a monitor as well as a television. So if you ever get tired of using it for that productivity mode, you can just kick back with the remote, watch TV, watch a movie, and get your entertainment going. It's all in one of the best devices out there on the market. And when it comes to productivity, this thing has Microsoft 365 built right into it. So if you have one of those accounts, you can actually pull any of your Word, PowerPoint, any of those documents over to this monitor. You can connect a smart Bluetooth keyboard as well as a mouse. So speaking of coming into Word or Microsoft 365 and editing your documents, I found it to be really cumbersome. I know a lot of people said that it was just like the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm in editor mode and it's really hard for me to come in, like I can't even type. Yeah, it's and really, and I never really used this on the other monitor that much because I always had my computer with me, but it would be a nice feature if it actually worked properly. It keeps giving me a lot of little gestures to edit things, but it's not letting me actually add anything to this document. So I would have to say, if I had one issue with this whole setup, this whole Microsoft 365 is just not as functional and it is not as user-friendly as it probably should be. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I love Samsung, and this is one of those things that is just not working for me. You can connect the Bluetooth keyboard as well as mouse. My favorite combo right now is my K2 from Keychron and my MX Master 3 from Logitech. Those are mainstays. They hang out right on my desk, and I've had no issues with using them with this device. You can connect up to about 10 Bluetooth devices to this monitor at a time, so knock yourself out. This device actually comes with multiple voice assistants as well. So I chose to set up Bixby just because I have one of those other devices sitting right behind the monitor, so it's controlling everything else in this room as far as my lights and things like that. Don't want to say that name, but it's at the bottom of the screen. So I chose Bixby, and the Bixby will actually control a few extra things that I have in my home, such as my smart lights that I keep under my desk, as well as some of my other smart devices that are around the house. So Bixby was the best choice just because I have a few more smart things in other areas that I can actually control with this television using my SmartThings app. And to ensure that you're going to get the best video from this thing, we already mentioned the UHD quality, but it also has HDR10 Plus. Now this is going to support up to 1 billion colors, and it's going to provide you a lot of vivid screen images, especially when you're playing those high intensity video games as well as watching those movies. And we can't forget about the design of this thing. Like, it's super sleek, super slim, and I love the fact that it comes with a different color base from the monitor. Now you can go and pick up just the all white one, but they do have this blue one that I have here, as well as green and a pink one that you can pick up. So whatever color floats your boat or suits your mood, they will pretty much have it for you. I just wish they had one in orange. That's on my wish list. And speaking of slim, it actually comes with a really slim camera module that sits up top. Now this camera is not going to be the best of best cameras, but one of the things that I really liked about it is it connects to the top magnetically, and it also has a cover that you can put over the screen. So if you feel like Big Brother is watching, just put that cover over the screen and you're good to go. Nothing else to worry about. And this monitor actually has a hub built into it for all your smart devices in your home, such as your thermostats and your lights and your vacuum cleaners, your smart refrigerator. It has a hub built into everything so that you can connect all your smart things to this one monitor and you can control them through your voice assistant, just like I do with Bixby. And we can't forget about gaming, because that's like one of the other big reasons that I picked this up. Now we'll be moving my PlayStation from my other TV to over here just to do a quick review and show you guys how this is gonna work. And when you actually adjust your screen to that 21:9 ratio, you can discover hidden areas in video game scenes that you have never known were there before. So that's one of the best parts about gaming on this type of monitor. You actually have choices. And this monitor comes with its own game mode. Just hold down the right side of your remote where the channel button is, and you'll access that game mode. Once you have it active, you can select from any of those options right across the bottom just to enhance your gaming experience to what you want it to be. So what's the final verdict? So this is quite possibly one of the better screens that I've seen. Now, I know a lot of people went out and bought the Apple Studio monitor, which that thing costs about $1,000 more than this version right here. But for what I do, for what I need it for, this is probably the best thing. I love the interfaces. I love the fact that this actual computer monitor will turn into a TV at any given time. I love the fact that I can play video games and have my own special gaming mode. This device is probably one of the best monitors on the market for what I have to do. Now, I'm gonna be sure and drop a link below so you can go by and check this out for yourself. But for me, this one probably is it. I love the M7, but as I mentioned in the previous video to this, I'll link that video down below because Before this monitor back here that's playing right now came out, I actually did a overview of what we were looking for and some of the things that had happened with the previous version, the M7. And the M7 did get a little slow, it got a little clunky, and the remote with it actually controls like everything up here that I have Samsung. So, what's the verdict on the new remote? Well, the new remote will control both of these monitors behind me, but it is paired to the actual one on the left-hand side. It does work perfectly, but it does not activate my television, so keep that in mind. It does activate this monitor though. So I thought with the new variation, the new style of remote, that it wouldn't, and with it being paired, that it wouldn't, but it still does. It's not that big of a deal if you don't have two Samsung monitors like me, but as something that the average consumer should probably not worry about. I have a platform for this. That's why I have these two monitors. And that's pretty much it on that subject. This is a great monitor. It's a great device. It has great speaker quality. It has a video camera built into it. Great HD and HDR10 video. Can't stress that enough. You're gonna get billions of colors. You're gonna get tons of vivid pictures and images. You're gonna be good to go when you're playing games or whether you're watching entertainment or even being productive. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out. Go by and check it out for yourself. A link will be below. And until next time, be sure and give me that big thumbs up. Please subscribe. Average Tech Guy out. Peace.